Good morning. We got Ramsey clicking the link to be a guest on the show. Too fast. There's. We're about. It's too early in the morning to get traditional Ramsey at this point. But what's going on, everybody? We're gonna get Ramsey in here in a few minutes. Welcome to the PBL show. We're in week 17. We've got another week left. We've got a really good lineup here for week 17. Hopefully, we can get this game with the first game that we're going to talk about in Chicago and the Houston Texans. That would be a really, really good game to do some commentary on. Game between Mexi and a game between DJ, trying to work out the kinks there to see what we could go ahead and do to get that game played. Before we bring Jalen in here, let's take a look real quick at the playoff outlook and how it looks right now as we dive into the last two remaining seasons. Quick announcement: if you are not in the playoffs, your dues have to be in. If you are not in the playoffs, your dues have to be in before the conclusion of week 18, or your team will be made available. Don't hit me with the unk. We need to keep this thing moving. So if you have not paid your dues for season 2, you have till the end of the regular season's advance to get your registrations in. Let's go ahead and get Ramsey in here. But before we do that, let's take a look at the playoff landscape, a landscape that does not include those Cincinnati Bengals. We start off with the AFC. Dime still doing his thing as the number 1 seed. There's Norm going up against Jay. If the playoffs started today, it doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of switching here. DJ, who we're anticipating can get a game in with Mexi, would take on Nick and the Dolphins. The Jets and Wes going up against the Colts. By the way, the PBLU show yesterday, probably the best show we have done. That was out of this world. On the NFC side of things, we've got the Eagles with the number 1 seed. They just lost to the Detroit Lions. I'll continue to say it. Be on the lookout for the Lions and the Vikings next season. Mexi with the Bears sitting at 2, taking on the Saints right now that sit at 7. There's Chocolate and his Falcons. They would take on Weiss. And then we've got the 49ers and Bentley going up against Seattle. Before we get to the show, let's bring in our very own Cincinnati Bengals user. He should be in here now. What is going on, Jalen?
Yo.
Good morning, brother.
Man.
You've been in, Al. You've been a little busy over the last few weeks. Haven't had a chance to kind of lock in.
I've been working, bro, and then Great pissed me off, so I just stopped playing.
What's going on with you? What are your thoughts right now? Looking at the playoff landscape.
Okay.
What are you seeing?
Okay, I see Nick at Dolphins at 6.
Do you like Nick against? If there was going to be a guy in the playoffs, you got the guys that are the above seed, right? So let's take a look at everybody that's above him. You got Dimes, you got Norm, and you got Wesley. I mean, if you had to go, all right, give Nick one of these guys. Does he have the best matchup in the Texans? Texans playing really good ball, but is the Texans better than Wes? Is he better than Norm? Do you like him better than Dimes? Does he have the right opponent?
I think Nick has the right opponent right now, but who does he play next? Who's the Chargers? Oh, that's Dimes.
Chargers is Dimes.
I knew Dimes gonna verse Norman in the AFC chip.
That's the way it looks right now, and I think it's the way that everybody kind of is anticipating it. You're not giving Mai a chance there with the Colts. I don't know if there's a guy that
I can't see Colts. Your name is right under the 5.
Oh, that's what it is. So. Yeah, that's Colts. That's Mai right there. I mean, do you not think Mai?
I think Mai comes out the AFC.
Okay, so you like Mai over Dimes?
Yeah, he's been grinding.
Now, why do you like Mai over Dimes? These guys met in week 1. Mai mollywopped him. But what do you like about Mai over Dimes in this one? Is it snowing? Is that snow on the ground?
Yeah.
God dang.
Because I seen Mai play Dimes in the other league recently, and I think Mai beat him.
Yeah, no, Mai took it to him. So you like Mai then coming out of the AFC period?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then who do you like coming out of the NFC?
Come on, that's my dog Mexi Braun.
You like Mexi to come out? Mexi hasn't won a bowl in over a season. He did not claim a single PBL bowl all last season. Still, I think considered
Last
The
time I seen
GOAT?
him play in the bowl was against Pluto.
Yeah. Damn, Pluto. The hell happened to Pluto? He hasn't even been in the chat. He
He
hasn't even been in the
retired.
chat.
He
Uh,
retired.
all right, man. Before I let you go, what else is on your mind?
Let me see. You
Bro, I
see the
can't believe you're
Bengals.
somewhere already where there's a big ass snow pile. That's crazy. No, what about
um,
the Bengals? What should we anticipate from the Bengals next season?
sorry. Yo, I gotta go.
All right, man. Later.
All right.
Oh man. All right, let's get into the first one of the slate here. A matchup between Mexi and the Texans. This would be a really, really good matchup, guys. Give me a sec here. Let me get some stuff queued up here real quick. All right, look, I mean, this is a potential. This is a potential whatchamacallit. This is a potential game Super Bowl here between these two guys. Let me take a look at some of the notes in regards to these guys. I think if we're looking at this right now, um, both guys are sitting in at 12-3. You got Mexi's already in that 2 seed. I will take a look here to see what it does as far as the Eagles. They just lost to Detroit last week. We'll see if there's a possibility where the Bears could get that 1 seed, but the Texans are low-key hanging in that 3 seed. A victory here not only would give DJ a lot of confidence here, but it could very well do enough to leapfrog up the Ravens. Yeah, it's an interesting matchup because I think the Bears are obviously the favorite in this game, but there's just been this situation where Mexi has just not been able to kind of capture that old school Mexi aura, I believe is what the young kids call it. So if we're looking at the schedules here, we got Chicago sitting at 12-3, Philadelphia again, they're sitting at 12-3. And they're taking on Aiden. We'll talk about that game. So both of these guys are in a situation where they're not playing the easiest game here in week 17. I mean, look, Caleb Williams, you see it right there. Number 1 leading passer in the league, 5,600 yards, approaching 60 touchdowns. Only Mai is pretty close to him in that sense, which kind of makes sense because a lot of people think that could be a potential Super Bowl preview. Nothing else is popping up here on the rushing stats or the receiving stats for both of these guys. But this is going to be a really, really good game. I love the way that DJ's playing. DJ's going to be home. If these guys do end up playing, I think right now their schedules are a little bit conflicted, but I mean, this could be a game. I mean, they're both incentivized to lock in for this one. You know, Chicago definitely wants to have that 1 seed. Houston wants to try to move up to that 2 seed, and moving up to that 2 seed. Then if he could get that victory over a team like Jay with the Jags, if he's sitting there and he could get that win, he goes to the opposite side of whoever that 1 seed is, who currently is Dimes and those Chargers. So I think this is a game that if I'm DJ, I definitely want to play. Even if you're going in not favored to win this game, you want an opportunity to at least play this game. The Ravens, who are currently the 2 seed, let me see what's their record. If I could find them. Yeah, I mean, they're sitting at 12-3. The problem there is going to be that Cleveland is going to match up with them, and that's either probably going to be just a force win for Baltimore. So not a lot of opportunities there, even if Houston is able to go ahead and pick up that victory. Let's take a look. I mean, did they play head-to-head? I'd be really interested to see if DJ played the Ravens. He did, and he lost by a touchdown. I'm telling you guys right now, I think the buildup around DJ, when we think about DJ, it's real good player, above average player, but we don't have him there in the likes of the Norm and the Mexis and the Mize. But I think this is a guy that can hang with these guys, and on any given day, and we've seen this in the past, including the first ever loss for Mexi Braun in PBL came at the hands of DJ. It was a controversial play. I think he hit him with like 7 onside kicks in a row. I don't even remember. But this is a game in which both of these guys do know each other. They know each other's tendencies, and DJ has proven that he could go ahead and hang with the likes of Mexi. So Yeah, that's a good matchup. I mean, I still probably take I still probably take I'd probably still take Mexi in this one. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that. Let's move on to the next game here. This was a game that we did have as a segment, but it looks like it was concluded. And look, this was a game of two teams right now that are on the bubble. They're kind of there, especially for Tennessee. We'll take a look at Tennessee and Denver's record here before we dive into that game. So I think in this game, you see it right there, sitting at 8-8. Tennessee getting back to 500 pesos. I think it's going to have a better season next year with the Broncos if he stays and comes back for season 2. But this was a good game. Let's break this one down. I think there are guys in this league. I think the guys that are looking on the outside right now that might not make the playoffs but are still scrapping. Guys like the Detroit Lions, guys like the Tennessee Titans, guys like the Minnesota Vikings. These are playoff caliber teams. These are playoff caliber teams. And it's one bounce here and there that kind of keeps them out, but a really good game. I'm interested in Pesos joining next season again. If he could do this with the Broncos on just kind of like a plug and play type situation. But it was 39-32 here. The Tennessee Titans over the Denver Broncos, a game in which, again, Gripe had no turnovers. There's the one turnover for Denver. A lot of people just kind of feeling that the game is in a state where if you get that one turnover, you should be able to win because of the way that defense is playing right now. Although I will say this, I have found my last few experiences defensively to be low scoring type games. So I mean, I'm okay with that. Gripe in this one had a great game. Bo Nix and Cam Moore both absolutely threw the lights out of the ball. 4 touchdowns for the Miami Hurricane rookie, and Bo Nix having a great game as well, going over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 INT. Just a really good game by both guys here. Cam Ward adding 118 yards on the ground. If you're going to do that, I don't know how consistent Gripe has been getting Cam Ward over 100 yards, but if you're going to get 100 yards out of your quarterback and you're going to get what you got out of Cam Ward, a nice average 240 to 250 yard game and 4 touchdowns, and then total 5 touchdowns, if you could get one on the rushing side, Cam Ward has got to be considered in the MVP race. We'll take a look at it. I don't think he is, but god dang, that's a very impressive stat line for Gripe and his quarterback. Mims Jr. had a game, boy, 5 catches, 206 yards with 2 touchdowns. Eric Peralta adding 80 yards on 4 catches on 20 yards a pop. Some other guys that got into the end zone here, A.J. Brown, Mahoney, and Shamiri Dyke. I hope I'm saying that right. 3 catches, 47 yards, and a touchdown. If we take a look at the playoff race, it's gonna be tough, man. Let's take a look at this AFC picture. You see the teams that have locked in a spot already. Chargers are in, Ravens are in, the 1 and the 2 are in, the 3 is in, the Colts are in, the Jets are in. I mean, that's pretty much the entire AFC landscape. You got 2 spots left. You got Miami is in the hunt. It looks like they're gonna be fine. The Jaguars are fighting there for that 7 seed, but this AFC South, wow, what an amazing division. You look at the Texans, you look at the Colts, and now you've got the Jaguars in the 7 seed, and right behind him is the Titans, and the Broncos were right behind him here, and now he gets the head-to-head advantage here. Gripe's got a shot, man. Let's take a look here at this schedule here for the Tennessee Titans. I mean, he has got a legit shot to sneak in there. He's going to need a little bit of help going into week 18, and man, if you're Gripe, wow, and he gets DJ to end the season. Wow. Now it's a divisional game. Let's see who the Jags, who currently have the 7 seed right now, who they would face. Oh, man, missing out on the playoffs like this. So he's got the Raiders and he's got the Lions coming up. So Kiss Tech has improved. And then week 18, he gets Unk. Both of these guys are going into a week 18 matchup, not happy with who they're playing. Like, if you're getting Unk on one of those days where Penny isn't running around, Unk is taking his Ritalin and he's focused and he's locked in, This could be a very interesting week 18. Let's look at the head-to-head here between the Jags and the Titans. Got a victory over Gripe in this one, and then split. So these guys have split. Holy crap. Week 18 is going to be insane for the AFC South, as they could potentially have 3 guys in the playoffs, but it is not going to be a fun, relaxing week 18 for either the Jags or the Tennessee Titans. Holy crap. Let's take a look at the standings right now in the division, because, well, the Titans have a division game. So wouldn't the Titans leapfrog? Oh wow, both of these guys. Yeah, the Titans would leapfrog. The Titans would leapfrog the Jags if this ends up if the Titans won this week. Let's say the Jags beat Kiss Tech. Then next week, let's just say both guys lose. Well, no, if both guys lose, they both end with an 8-9 record, but they both and they'll have the exact same division record. They'll both have the exact same division record. Holy crap. This week 18 for the AFC South, it might just be as intriguing a storyline. It might just be as intriguing a storyline as the NFC West right now. That's how good this week 18 matchup is going to be for these two guys. And man, their week 18 matchups, you get Unk and you get DJ. Trust me, DJ's the better player. But if you're the Jags, like, you don't want to go into week 18 with Unk knowing the ultimate troller, knowing that if you lose, it's going to make for a very interesting advance as far as who gets the push. I don't know who gets in. I legit don't know who gets in. Well, the Jags are going to, right? Because the Jags are 8-7 right now. So he's going to go to 9-7. Wow. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Let's move on to our next game of the week. And let's get into this one, man. You guys know this has been the division of all divisions. Every week this division seems to switch up. I don't know what's happening here. You've got Bentley right now, who is sitting in second and now sits in first with an 11-4 record, but he just took a loss right now. The Seahawks have climbed. We have a 3-way tie in the NFC West between Bentley, the Seahawks, and Rams. Right now, Tizzy and Weiss looking up at the 49ers. And we're probably going to be here for a minute, man, because this has been an absolute gem. What up, Blaze? Saints' legendary run. I see the Saints there. Blaze, we talked about you yesterday on the PBLU, in the PBLU stream. By the way, I'll continue to say it. That was the best show we've ever done. The engagement, I think we had up to like 4 guys in the chat. I was in there. Hesh was in there. Eves was in there, feeling the disrespect. Blaze took a little bit of a beating. I'm not going to lie. Blaze took a little bit of a beating. Blaze, I don't know if you saw when we got around to Penn State, but Blaze, you took a little bit of a punch in the mouth, man. It should be up. Like, if you go either to let me know if it's not. I mean, it was a pretty long show too. We went about an hour and 15 minutes. It's clearly labeled as well. So let me know if you don't see it. It should be saved on this channel. Let me know if you don't. Let me see something real quick. Let me go to the channel, because I don't know if it saves it. Let Let me see. Yeah, you should see it. It's you got to go to live. If you're on YouTube and you go to the PBL Sports Network YouTube channel, are you subbed there? Just go to the PBL Sports YouTube channel, and it's last night's. You got to go to live. It doesn't have it on the video because we go live on it, but it's the PBLU Week 11 show. But yeah, check that out. It was crazy, and you got dish ragged pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. When we got around to Penn State, we didn't talk about Penn State a lot. But when we got to you, man, you got no love, man. You got no love. A lot. I tried to kind of justify it. People are like, nah, dog, we told you he wasn't that. We told you. And I let it go. I just went, all right. Eves joined the show because he was losing his mind. Guys, this NFC West showdown, I failed as a commissioner of a league, not consistently doing more shows around these three buffoons, man. These guys have absolutely just balled out. Hi, Nina de Abuelo. Okay. Hey, Nina de Abuelo. You need something? Hold on, boys. Esa Nina de Abuelo. Yo vengo ahorita y ya yo casi termino. Why do you need this bottle?
I don't care. Wash it when I'm down there.
Bye, Nina. I love you. I'll be there with you in a minute. Building, man, you better do something. I don't know how your recruiting class is looking, but boy, you got a little bit of the business yesterday. Guys, this division has just fluctuated up and down and every other way. We're going to have to take a look at all of these guys right now. But right now, going into week 17, nobody has played their games. We got the Niners sitting at 11-4. He's happy today. Why is he happy today? Well, that's very simple. The Seahawks and the Rams, a little bit of NFC West cannibalism is about to occur. Both of these guys sitting at 11-4. And I'm going to be honest here with you, man. Tizzy has been on a 6-game streak. I love the story. Blaze is in here talking about the Saints' legendary run. The Seahawks have had a legendary run. We did the patch. Seahawks couldn't flip. Couldn't do any of that stuff, but instead of complaining, instead of making excuses, instead of saying the game sucks, he settled down, he adapted to the game, and now he's on a 6-game win streak here, and I have seen the Rams play recently. The fire is dying in Los Angeles right now. The pressure is too much. Not everybody is made to be at the top of a league that does commentary. Not everybody is made to be at the top of a league that does a show like this. I don't know if the Rams are equipped. Now, it may be new to him because I'm going to call this thing a buck here. He has never been in the likes of his teammates. He's never been in the likes of the Trellies of the world and the Jays of the world. So hats off to Weiss. Hats off to Weiss because he really has changed his game and he is flat out balling right now. But there's more to just being a baller in PBL. You got to know that if you lose, you're about to get roasted. You got to go eat hibachi with your girlfriend, sit there all disgruntled. She's like, baby, what's wrong? We got wine. We got sushi. We got sashimi. What's going on, baby? What's wrong? What's on your mind? And you're going to have to be like, baby, I lost in PBL. She's like, baby, but I've seen you lose in your little Madden games. What's the big deal? You don't understand, Tiffany. You don't understand what it means to lose in this old man's league. It's annoying. It's frustrating. And I don't want these damn scallops now. And I don't think the Rams are equipped yet to handle the pressure that comes with being a monster in PBL. And you're seeing it now. The Rams have gone from first to third in a 3-way tie right now. And a game now with Tizzy does not look like it's going to be fun. Why does this matter? Because it is going to impact seeding here. Now, if you're Tizzy and you're sitting with that 5 seed right now and you're looking across the way and you see that you got Bentley on your potential playoff preview, do you want to get this win? Do you want to get this win so you can stay playing Bentley, which we'll take a look at their head-to-heads, or do you want to take a shot at Chocolate, one of the most consistent players in PBL? Look, here's my opinion, man. I don't think the Rams are ready for this. I don't think the Rams are ready for this. I like Seattle in this game. Let's take a look at what San Francisco's got to deal with this week because we know we got the division matchup there between the Rams and the Seahawks, and the Niners got the Patriots. The Niners are about to win the West. The Niners are about to win the West. Shout out to Bentley, man. I've pushed on Bentley the exact same way that I have just said this right now about Weiss. Bentley, and I think it's important to note this, and Weiss has been this as well. But Bentley is a founding member of PBL. He has been in PBL. Well, in MGO, but he's been in PBL since day one. He is a day one PBL dude. He knows what comes with this show. He knows he's older than Weiss, so the maturity, I think, is there. Nobody has probably had more pushback since his success than Bentley and these Niners. And here we are with the 49ers after, a month and a half since both of these games come out, getting pushback from saying, I'm just going to smile and I'm going to keep focused. So he's got the Patriots and he's got the Cowboys. This is going to be a victory. And then he's got the Cowboys here. And this is going to be an important game for Aiden. But do I think the 49ers can beat Aiden in this game? I do. And I think that the playoffs for a guy like Bentley, a guy like Weiss, a guy for a guy like Trelly, hell, even a guy like the Saints, it starts now. We've seen the playoff outlook. A lot of these guys have locked in their spot, but now we're talking about seeding here. I know Bentley wants to raise that flag. He wants to raise the NFC West banner, which, by the way, we need to add that into Discord so we can go ahead and put division titles in there. Let's see what the Rams look like. This would be a monumental downfall here for we. Still a good season. Okay, so he's going to get one win. He's going to go 1-1 over the next 2 games. I don't like him to beat Seattle at Seattle. Seattle's on a 6-game win streak right now. I think Seattle overall is the better user. And I think it's going to show. Give me Seattle against the Rams, and then he's going to get a victory there. And then for Seattle, let's take a look at it. He's the least of my concerns, but I do want to see how his season is going to end. So he's got to win, and I think he's going to finish 2-0 here. Now, if he finishes 2-0 here, and the Niners, if the Niners and the Hawks finish 2-0, he wins the division, right? Or does the division victory over Seattle leap him over the Niners? Right now, division wins 4-2. He's going to win out. Wow, Seattle's going to leapfrog him. Seattle's going to win the West. Seattle's going to win the freaking West. Both of these guys are going to win out. The Niners don't have any more division games, right? Bro, no way. He doesn't have any more division wins. Seattle's going to win the division if both of these guys win out. My God. No way. No way Tizzy came back from the depths of hell to win this division. There's no way. There's no way that this season and this division is going to break down in that fashion. Holy crap, man. Let's move on to our next game here between the Cowboys and the Eagles. Luna and Aiden. First, let's take a look at their previous matchup here. I think Luna's locked this up. Where's the first matchup with the Cowboys? I'm sorry. Where's the first matchup with the Eagles? Luna winning this one 31-17. This one might be a game. See, this one might be a game in which does Luna just chill? Yeah, I mean, Philly's sitting at 12-3. Dallas is sitting at 12-5. Does it matter? Have both locked up their spot in the playoffs? NFC is good, man. NFC is good. The Bears have locked up their division. Oh, the Cowboys need this. Are the Cowboys not in as of right now? Wow, Cowboys got leapfrogged by Blaze. Oh, man. So a must-win game here for Aiden. This was a game, I think, between the Cowboys and the Eagles that if you would have asked me 24 hours ago, 48 hours ago, I would have told you there's no chance that he wins this game. But I just beat the Eagles. The Eagles can be beat. The Eagles can get got. Whatever word, whatever phrase you want to use for it. You've got to be quick on your adjustments. You've got to be able to be quick on your adjustments. Now, I will say this. You're going to need a player. Well, what do you mean by that, Unc? You're going to need a player. Well, the Cowboys got 56 of them. No. You got to have a certain type of player. What type of player is that, Unc? You need the type of player to beat somebody the likes of the Eagles that is a little bit different. That looks a little bit different. That acts a little bit different. That no matter what coverage the Eagles put on the field, sometimes it just don't matter because you got that dude. Detroit has that dude. Detroit has J-Mo. Detroit has Gibbs. If the Cowboys got a 99 guy on their squad, they might have a chance. Let's take a look. I know he's got CD, and I know he's got this, but keep in mind, guys, if guys have been playing, and again, guys, if you are not in the playoffs, you have till the advance of week 18 to get your payment in to lock your spot. If not, your team will become available first come, first serve basis. Do the Cowboys have a 99 player? I don't know. You might have a 99 overall. That ain't what I'm talking about. Yeah, no. Cowboys can't win this game. The Cowboys can't win this game. He's got 99 overall CD Lamb. I don't care. He don't got a 99 speed guy. 99 speed guy throws up not just one middle finger, but two middle fingers to whoever is playing defense, regardless of your adjustments, regardless of how much you study your ebook, and just blows by you. And the Dallas Cowboys don't have that. And the playoffs start now for Dallas and for Aiden. Because Blaze and the Saints, out of nowhere, just like he said when he came in here, came out of the blue and has now leapfrogged the Dallas Cowboys for that 7 seed. So I don't know a world in which Aiden can win this game other than Aiden being the better user, and he's not. So prematurely, yes, but GG's to this Dallas Cowboys season. A lot of guys have shown in the backstretch of PBL this season, not that they're incapable of it, but they weren't ready for the fight. Good players don't lay down. Y'all had your foot on the Seattle Seahawks' necks, and y'all let up. Blaze was out. Y'all let up if you're Dallas. And I credit that to the pressure of being in PBL. It's crazy to me that you guys had an opportunity here. We would have had an Aiden playoff. We would have had the 49ers lifting his first NFC West title. Weiss lifting his first NFC West title. And you've succumbed to the pressures of your bullies. Let's take a look who Dallas has left, because I don't think he's going to win this game. And this might very well just knock him out. He's got Luna and he's got Bentley. GG's to Dallas. GG's to Dallas. Let's take a look at the Saints. GG's to Dallas. Look, man. Aiden, have you sent your money in already? Aiden, have you sent your dues in for next season? You got to the end of week 18. You would have had a little bit longer, Aiden. You would have had a little bit. Aiden, if you haven't sent your money in, you would have had a little bit longer for the first 16 weeks of this damn season. Now you got to pay your dues by Tuesday because you're not making the playoffs. Blaze was out. and he's got bang. That's a win. That's a win. Congratulations. The Saints have made the playoffs, and the Cowboys are out. By the way, if it is your first time tuning in, you guys are watching PBL. This is our non-sim 48-hour advanced league. By non-sim, we define that as no gameplay rules. You can run the meta. You can run the ebook stuff. You can do whatever it is that you see your favorite MCS player doing for money at a real bad quality caliber here in our league. Unless something is banned or prohibited by the MCS community, that's the only time we will ban or restrict plays in our league. Yeah, the Saints have pretty much solidified that 7 seed. They've pretty much solidified that 7 seed. As far as Luna, I do want to say this about Luna. Luna's got that 1 seed. Blaze ain't beating the Bears. So you're going to get the Bears on the opposite side of this. So I'm trying to see the potential divisional matchup for Luna. Holy crap, man. I don't like the Rams right now against Atlanta. They played and Chocolate mollywopped him. So I don't like this matchup. So it's not going to be the 3 seed. I already beat the Bears. Blaze, you ain't beat the Bears, man. Blaze, you ain't beat. Blaze, there is not a world. Listen, I'm not saying you didn't beat him. I'm just telling you right now. Once the playoffs begin and you're getting playoff Mexi, Blaze, nobody in this league is going to favor you. If your dog and your cats watch this show, they might favor you only until you feed them, and then they're going to say to each other, hey, Dad ain't really going to beat the Bears, right? No, but shut up, Rufus. You need to feed us. Oh, okay, cool. I won't say anything. Your mama, your daddy, your girl, your kids, the local town mayor. You will go into this game, if we took a poll, Blaze, as a 0.5% point to win this game. I'm glad that you feel that way, but it ain't happening. Now, let's entertain this though. Because we gotta entertain it. If Blaze decided to ball up and beat Mexi, do I like Blaze over the Eagles? Now that's a more interesting conversation. If Chicago was able to move into the 1 seed and you give me an Eagles, Saints 2-7 seed, I'm entertaining that conversation. Blaze is not a genuine 7 seed. Blaze is better than the Rams. I know Atlanta is the higher seed. I know Atlanta won the South. But I think a locked-in Blaze against Chocolate, that's interesting. Look, Blaze put himself in this situation. He should be thankful that he made the playoffs, but this is a situation where if Blaze ends up losing to Chicago, Blaze got nobody to blame but himself. Because Blaze shouldn't have been a 7 seed. Blaze should have been the 3 seed going up against the Rams right now, who are not playing good Madden. Mexi's not different anymore. He's regular now. Look, I think both things can be true. I think that game he is a heavy favorite against you, Blaze. But the fact of the matter is that Bears is considered the GOAT over things he accomplished 2 years ago. I'm not talking about 2 years in the CFM world. I'm talking about legit 600 days ago. When Mexi appeared in PBL, he dominated. If you saw him on your schedule, it was the Mike Tyson rush in this league. He ain't win a bowl last season. And it didn't matter if it was before some of the semi-pro guys came in here. It was mine knocking him out. And then the likes of the Plutos came in, and then the guys like Cerebral came in, and then the guys like Hexy and all those guys. So I think both things can be true. I don't know if he's normal. I don't know if I would use the word normal, but I think he would still be favored against Blaze. Blaze says that he's focused now. Buster Douglas Blaze. I am very critical of Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson was amazing. I think Mike Tyson, however, was a product of 80s marketing. I've always gotten pushback in barbershops. I have Mike Tyson in his own era as the fourth best boxer in his own era. I think Mike Tyson is the greatest next, maybe even more than Jordan. I don't think of an athlete that could intimidate you more without doing anything better than Mike Tyson. If you wanted to build a boxer that would scare the hell out of you, you build Mike Tyson. That being said, I do think that, like a lot of big punchers in UFC and in boxing, if you can't show me that you could go deep into rounds and change your game up, I can't have you at the top. So although Tyson gave us some amazing years, I've got Lennox Lewis ahead of Tyson. I've got Holyfield ahead of Tyson, even if they had fought Tyson before the prison sentence. And I'll tell you one guy who I thought would have put hands on Mike Tyson as well. He doesn't get enough credit as an overall champion, in my opinion, and that was Riddick Bowe. I think Riddick Bowe would have put hands on Mike as well. So I got Mike fourth in his own era. So Buster Douglas, though, in my opinion, should have been knocked out when Tyson knocked him out the round before the illustrious following round in which Buster Douglas shook the world. If the Bears could get that 1 seed, I'm very interested in an Eagles-Saints matchup. Very interested in an Eagles-Saints matchup. All right, let's move on to the next topic at hand. We got a nice one here to end the season here between the Vikings and the Lions. They have been playing each other a lot. It was a controversial game. Their last game in which the Lions defeated the Vikings, but it was a game nonetheless in which it came down to the last play of the game, and the Vikings scored a touchdown. Until it wasn't a touchdown. A catch made at the end of the game by the Minnesota Vikings got a oddly weird animation in which the Detroit Lion tackler hit the guy like on his elbow, and his wide receiver, you ever know like when your dog gets that scratch and he kind of kicks up his hind legs, and the guy's leg reacted like that. The guy's leg reacted like that and just completely knocked it out and didn't get 2 feet in. So this is a good game. I will say this. I expect both of these guys to go ahead and make the playoffs next year. I don't know if the NFC West, and this is going to be the challenge, not for Tizzy. This is going to be the challenge for Goat and for Weiss. Can you live up to the success that you had this season? We saw that Weiss is incapable of playing a consistent 18 weeks. And going into season 2, with all due respect, he's going to go in with some hype, as he should. He had an amazing season. But now the pressure is going to be on him, not at week 8, week 9, week 10, when people are starting to notice. No, from week 1. From week 1, you're going to be recognized as somebody that maybe we're interested in immediately. Can you deal with that pressure? And I think the Vikings and the Lions are both in the playoffs next year. Let's go to rapid fire and end this show up. Let's see. Who did we want to talk about in rapid fire here? There's a couple games here. Let's take a look here. You got the Colts. Let's take a look at what we've got on the schedule here. It's always tough at this time of the season to get guys. Let's take a look. We got Colts going up against Fredo. This would be a good game for Fredo to compete in, man. If Fredo could find a way, what? No, I'm sorry. I don't know why Fredo is listed as the Chiefs. I got to make that correction. This would still be a good game, though. If Fredo could figure out a way to kind of, end the season on a high note. He's not even going to finish this one. Let's see. We got Nick and Greedy. Nick locks a playoff spot. I think he already locked it in. Let's see. We got Chocolate and the Bucks. That game's not going to happen. And then the Niners game is not going to happen. So we'll take a look at the playoff bracket here one last time before we get off here. And again, really good matchups. Not much has changed. I like the Baltimore Ravens over the Jags there, but he is also my most likely to get an upset here. I do think Nick can beat the Texans, but I think Nick is a lot better than what a lot of people think. So I wouldn't consider this an upset, to be honest with you, if the Dolphins can pull this out. We talked about having players like that. The Dolphins, the fastest team in this game, if I'm not mistaken. I like this game a lot. I probably would still take Houston in this one. And then the Jets and which is basically an AFC championship caliber style game. That is going to be a great, great first round matchup. I hope that does not change. On the NFC side, I got the Bears and the Saints. I like the Falcons over the Rams. Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to stop doubting the 49ers, man. I got to stop doubting Bentley, man. I gave it my best shot. I doubt it. Now, I do think he's going to lose the NFC West, and I think it's going to trigger Bentley, because this is going to come down now to two guys having the exact same record, and one way or another, Seattle having a better division record than the Niners. I like the Niners. Over Tizzy. I'm done boycotting him. I'm done boycotting him. All right, boys. Hope you guys enjoyed the show as much as I did doing it for you guys. My apologies for not doing it yesterday. Got to it here in the morning. Remember, if you go to the YouTube, it's under the live videos, not under regular videos. And then this should be posted as well in the Twitch channel. Hope you guys have a great, great Sunday. Hope all of your teams win, except if you're a fan of the Houston Texans and that they lose miserably to the 49ers. Talk to you guys later.